Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to set up a Raspberry Pi to connect to an iPad or MacBook over USB and give it Ethernet power, all that kind of stuff, so you can connect to your Pi from wherever you are. You don't have to have Wi-Fi, you don't have to have Ethernet, you don't have to have internet. So we're going to show you how to set that up here. First thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to open up Raspberry Pi Imager once you have your SD card connected. As you can see, I have one connected here. It's wiped as well. I'm not going to update now. We're going to go to Other General Purpose OS, Ubuntu, and I'm going to use Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, I think. Yeah, server, and you're going to want 64-bit. So I'm going to pick that one. We're going to change our SSH credentials just so it's a little bit easier to get started here. So you will have to have Wi-Fi or Ethernet to get started here, but beyond that, you'll be fine. You can just continue on connecting over USB. So we're going to say like demo pi enable SSH. We're going to change our username and password, and that is all. So we're going to save, and we're going to choose our storage device, and we're going to write. So this is the easy part. So basically it's just going to put the software onto the SD card, and then after that, before you plug it into the Pi, you're going to want to make a few changes to that, and I'll show you here in a second. But before we continue, I did want to show you, this is available on my documentation website. You can go over here to Pi and Pi USB setup, and everything is written down step by step of what we're going to be doing today. So if you want to follow along in a written guide instead, you can totally go ahead and do that. Okay, so it is just completed. We're going to close out of this now. Before you do anything else, unplug the SD card from your computer and plug it back in. So it's going to pop up again on your desktop, and you're going to right click and you're going to click new terminal at folder. And then we're going to just run ls just to see what's in this folder. There's a few files we're going to want to look at. We're going to see config.txt, command-line.txt. So we need both of those. We're going to edit those. So let's start with config.txt. So we're going to say nano config.txt. Going to click enter. We have all of these settings here. I believe you're going to go to the very bottom. And okay, so you can see DT overlay equals DWC2 DR mode equals host. We're going to change host to peripheral, and we're going to close out of this one, and we're going to open up command-line.txt. Click enter, and this one does matter, by the way, commas and stuff. So okay, so we found our root weight section. This is what we need to look for. So we're going to add a space after root weight. We're going to say modules-load equals DWC2 and G underscore ether, kind of like that. And you also want to make sure there's no line breaks, or else that will not work. So just find root weight in the command-line.txt file. You're going to add this, and then you're going to do Control X, Y, enter to save that, and then you're going to type in exit to close out of this, and then you can eject your SD card. And that is all you have to do on the actual card itself. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm plugging in the Pi's SD card and plugging in power, and I'm also plugging in Ethernet. So it should have a network connection. Now we're going to open up our router. So I'm not going to be able to show this, but you just want to open up your router, find your Pi's IP address, and then as soon as it boots, you'll be able to connect to it. Okay, and I'm now connecting to our Pi right here, and it looks like we are connected. So now we're on to updating it. We're supposed to update it real quick. I don't know if I need to, but I'm just going to do it anyway. This is just an update command here. And then after that, we're going to install the DHCP server. All right, we're going to be right back. Okay, and we are back. It is now updated. That took forever. Next, we're going to install the DHCP server. So sudo apt install isc DHCP server-y. And then we're going to edit the DHCP file to configure our server. Basically, this is going to hand out an IP address over that USB connection. And I'll show you how that works here in a second as soon as this installation completes. So basically, if you run this command, you can see USB 0 is a network interface now. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to hand out an IP address over that interface. So we're going to edit the DHCP file. It's etc dhcp dhcpd.conf, and I would just comment all of this stuff out. Yeah, so I'm just going to comment this stuff out, because I would just comment everything out in this file. Basically everything that you need to write is on the documentation, so I would just copy it from there. I'm not going to change much because honestly none of this really matters to me for an example, but you can change your DNS servers, you can change your router IP, you can change all that kind of stuff. Now I will say for your router IP, you're going to want to remember what that IP address is because we need to set that here in the next file. So we're going to do sudo nano etc netplan, and you can click tab and it will fill it in for you. And so what you're going to do here, you're going to make a new interface here. So USB 0, we're going to say DHCP 4 equals no. It's not false for some reason, I'm not sure why. Addresses, we're going to say 100.127.15.1/27. And then finally, we're going to say optional is true. So if by any chance you're not powering it from your iPad, it will still boot. Because if it was not optional, basically it would take forever to boot because it's waiting for that interface to come online, but it would never come online. So close out of this, sudo netplan apply, and sudo systemctl enable isc DHCP server, and sudo systemctl restart isc DHCP server, just like that. So basically, you're just applying your change from the Netplan file, then you're reloading your changes on the DHCP file. Okay, so now we have the iPad connected to my iPad, we have the Raspberry Pi connected to my iPad. We're gonna go to Ethernet, and there you go. So I was actually having some issues on my laptop. It's something with like macOS Ventura. It's not wanting to connect over USB. It pops up that thing like, do you want to connect this device? But it doesn't pop up long enough for me to confirm it. But there you go. So 100.127.15.1. If we go to Termius here, what we can do in Termius, we can connect to this. And in a second here, you should see it just pops up. And there we go. So we are now connected to the Pi over USB. You can see that I can even unplug Ethernet on it. There you go, Ethernet is down. We are still connected to the Pi. So yeah, that's just a tutorial on how to set that up. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be sure to check the comments. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.